Seaweed farming is an emerging industry in Belize. The marine algae, which presents itself in several shades such as red, brown, and green, is considered an ideal food source for coastal communities. That's because it is rich in sodium, calcium, and potassium, among other macronutrients. Its uses vary. A 2018 research from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations says that more than 200 species of seaweed are of commercial value. The report says that 10 of those species are intensively cultivated. Globally, the seaweed industry is worth more than $6 billion US, with 85% of the industry comprised of food products for human consumption.
Seaweed has huge potential in the global market. The customers all over the world are now more interested in eating in a healthy manner, and the nutritional value of seaweed has been considered as super important. Therefore, there is a lot more people that are interested in trying to eat the seaweed, and for conscientious for nutritional value, but also because it's because of the reputation of seaweed. For other personal reasons, it's an interesting product that people like to try.
In Belize, seaweed farming has commenced, and the Belize Trade and Investment Development Service Beltrade is making major moves to encourage producers, attract investors, and stimulate the industry. Further steps were taken with the launch of the Belize Seaweed Mariculture Project, a grant initiative made possible through the collaborative work of Beltrade, the Nature Conservancy Belize, and Compete Caribbean.
Today, basically what happens means that the project is ready to go. In terms of identification of the funding and all of that, it means that now we can proceed with a plan that we had in place in terms of increasing the number, not only the number of farmers, but the seaweed production. That's one of the main things that you have to look at.
Through the development of sustainable seaweed farming, the project is designed to support the increased fisheries productivity, enhance the industry's competitiveness, and maintaining quality products.
We often think, seaweed is only seaweed drink. It's to put it back. No, it's beyond that. It's cosmetics, it's soaps, it's all different spa treatment, and that's what we want to ensure that, we see what has the best value at this juncture and would require the least input at this point, because we don't have the millions of dollars to invest, but what we can ensure is that the quality is there.
Formed in 1962 as a fishing group, the Placencia Producers Cooperative in 2009 turned to mariculture, specifically seaweed farming, due to depleting fish stocks. The group has two sites, one off Little Water Key and the other off Hatchet Key.
Right now, I can say we produce maybe 100 pounds a month, dried seaweed, which is probably about 800 pounds dried.
And that is cultivated, and then what is done with the seaweed?
We usually rinse it in fresh water, then we put it out to dry, and then we sell it locally for a food source.
Okay. So how is the seaweed sold? How many dollars per pound?
Oh, right now, presently we're getting 30 Belize dollars per pound. Yeah.
Is that good enough for you, sir?
Yes. Yes, it's a good price.
Is there more rooms for farmers to be part of the industry?
Yes. Because further out behind the main barrier reef, we have large swaths of sandy bottom, where you won't be competing with coral,
Is it difficult farming seaweed?
No, it's quite easy.
There is also the restorative agriculture perspective to it. With a dwindling fishing stock and increasing negative effects of sargassum, seaweed farming is able to not only protect marine ecosystems, but rebuild it.
It's habitat for juvenile spiny lobster and fish, and you go around the farm and you find conch, you find rays, you find sharks, and guess what? You find a lot of fly fishers around that area because you get permit, you get bonefish.
You know that there has an increase in sargassum coming in every year, and what the sargassum is doing is essentially taking away the oxygen from the sea to disintegrate, and that affects the ecosystem negatively. But with the seaweed, what it can do is it can to recreate some of the balance that has been affected by the sargassum.
Some view seaweed farming as an alternative livelihood for gillnet users.
I would encourage them, because instead of, because gillnet is a killer, kill indiscriminately. While seaweed farming, is actually contributing something back to the environment.
I would caution against using alternative at this point because we're not at that stage where we have the big international market to support it financially as an alternative. As a supplementary 20% of your time, absolutely. We want it to be an alternative, and that's what we hope to achieve in 5-10 years, but we're not there as yet.
The next step would then be to seek an international market to foster exports.
The most important for us is that this project can increase revenues for the private firms that are involved, so meaning the farmers and also the businesses that are going to benefit from it. That's the most important for us. This project is particularly interested because it targets vulnerable groups, including women, because women can be involved in the industry as well. And also, ultimately, it will generate exports for Belize overall.
Through Belt Trade and through its Export Belize unit, we can explore what are those requirements for us to export, because we have a very high quality that can, that we can get a very high premium in terms of, per pound and that kind of thing. But of course, it means that if we commit ourselves to exporting, we have to continue to produce at the same high quality.
The technical assistance grant is being financed by Compete Caribbean, which is funded by the Canadian government, the United Kingdom, and the Inter-American Development Bank. The grant is valued at $200,000. The project is expected to be fully rolled out in the course of 2 years. Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.